iti tanananagha samadishya janardanaha avadhirita dugdhabdhir maduraya manodadhe. Now, Bhagavan has to finally say, because these Devas and Bhumi Devi have come, oh Kamsa and others are troubling us a lot, Bhagavan kuch karo na. Then Bhagavan said, don't worry. For the don't worry, he says, as he says don't worry, what will happen? As a sign of it, her left hand side started quivering. Now Bhagavan has to finally work on it. Correct. That is when he chose a place. That place was a very beautiful place called Madura. See, here the word used is Madhuraya Manodade. Madura, that is the name of the city. That is why there is a theory that is Madurai. We have another Madurai which is called Ten Madurai. Our Madurai, Jigardanda, Nalli, Chungdi, all that is here. That is why Andal, who is near Ten Madurai, Mayanai Man Vada Madurai Maindanai Vada Madurai. This is Ten Madurai. Correct? One. Then it is Madura. Then why do they say Mathura? आप मथुरा जा रहे हैं क्या? पूछ रही हैं हेमा मालिनी जी. मथुरा क्यों बोलते हैं उसे? क्यों मधुरा नहीं बोल सकते हैं? That we don't know. In many Puranas it is called Madura. Later they say using a few other sutras it became Mathura. Anyways, whichever Madura or Mathura, it doesn't matter as long as you enjoy the peta. Have you heard of that sweet? There are two things in Hindi. Peda and petha. The second one comes from pumpkin, kushmandam. Kushmandam, from pumpkin you have to make that. You have to dip that in sugar. You should not add sugar. Soak that in sugar and take it out. So while we used to study in our hostel, morning 6:30 they will give us jalebi. We have all survived till now. So this is the description. Janardanaha avadhirita dugdhabdhir madhurayam manodade. Bhagavan chose Madura as his birthplace. So, as Acharya continues describing, Shatahladaya. Now Devaki is going to get pregnant in a few minutes from now. See, in Bhagavatam, you will have the description of the 6 children being killed, the 7th one being a miscarriage, being embryonic transfer. All that has not been described. Vedanta Desika believes that we have studied Bhagavatam and we have come to this class. This is one revision class. So he assumes we know everything. Let us also assume we also know everything. Now, 8th time she is getting pregnant. Shatahlada bandhuraya swakantya sanjari jambudana bimbakalpa Trayanta siddhena rasayanena kalena bheje kaladhauta lakshmim. Earlier she was gold hued. Who? Devaki. Now she became silver. Why? She knew the rising prices. See, in Sanskritam, let's see how Bhasha treats these metals. There are various names to gold. One famous name is Suvarnam. Varnam is color. That is why if you want to add color to a concert, you sing Varnam. At the start, பெரிய வித்வான் அர்த்தம். ஒழுங்கா பாடினானா வித்வான் இல்லை. பெரிய வித்வான் இவர். அவார்டு கொடுத்துருங்க. ரன்னா பாடுறார். புரியலையே 2 வரி. So Varnam is color. Good color. Sir, are you a racist? You're talking about color. So good color is Suvarnam. What is Suvarnam? Gold. Bad color is silver. Durvarnam. You know what is the other name for silver? Durvarnam. So that's bad. They wouldn't have known 2026. Silver is at the highest price now. Oh, gold appears like Durvarnam. Silver appears like Suvarnam. Now let's leave it aside. Devaki was earlier Suvarnam. Now she had to now become Durvarnam. Shatahlada bandhuraya swakantya sanchari jambudana bimba kalpa trayantayut siddhena rasayanena. Why did this alchemy happen? Kalena bheje kaladauta lakshmi ma. Now, it's a melange of colors. Now, she's kind of gold hued. Gold hued doesn't mean she's gold. Yellow. Fine. She houses Bhagavan in her jataram, in her amnionic sack. Where is Bhagavan seated? Amnionic sack. He is celebrated by the Amnaya. So the one celebrated in the Amnaya is in the amnionic sack. That Bhagavan is dark hued, like the dash clouds. Rain-bearing clouds. You remember? 13 minutes back we spoke. So dark hued Bhagavan, inside the fair yellow like gold complexion Devaki. Now in Bhagavan's form, Rupa, on his chest, is Mahalakshmi. How is she? What color? Hiranyavarnam, gold. So mother is gold, son is dark, daughter-in-law is gold. You are able to get the combination? Now how are Mahalakshmi's feet? Red. Padalaksha rasankam. See, in dancing world, you have to apply that red. Alta. Alta dingo sir. So that alta you have to apply in your hands and feet. Pada laksha rasankam. Because in dance when they do this, that should appear red. Right? So that red colored hued hands and feet Mahalakshmi has got in a gold hued body. So red and gold. In the chest of Bhagavan who's dark rain bearing cloud. How is Bhagavan's exact color? It is actually a jamboree of three colors. Black, blue and green. So red palm, red foot, gold hued bodied Lakshmi in a body of Bhagavan which is of black, blue and green. In the body of Devaki which is gold. Have you heard of kaleidoscope? Now so many colors in it. Finally what color did she turn, sir? If you put all these colors together, you will get silver, it seems. So Shatahlada bandhuraya swakantya sanjati jambudana bimba kalpa trayanta yug siddhena rasayanena kalena bheje kaladauta lakshmim. She had turned to this color during pregnancy. This is a very interesting shloka. Raksha vidhau rakshasadanavanam. See, she's a very timid person, Devaki. Because when on her day of Bara, this man pulled her by the hair and said, I will kill you. She has faced a lot of death threats. Second, she was languishing in the jail. 6 children she has lost. 1 is a miscarriage. She must be a timid person. But now in the 8th time, something happened in her. Ambi has become onion now. You will see. Raksha vidhau rakshasadanavanam. Kara grihe kamsa niyoga bhajam sampashyamana. So he had put all security forces. Every day they used to change. In most apartments, no security guard will be permanent. Every time you go to that apartment, he'll say, "Aap kaun ho, sir? Mera ghar hai idhar. Pata nahi, sir. Aaj hame bheje the." Sampashyamana sakridikshitava sankshobhayama samanamsi saisha. Now when these rakshakas, the guards, used to look at Devaki, because Kamsa had said, keep monitoring. Kya ho raha hai? So every time they used to monitor. How should she look? Don't look at me. I feel so timid. No. It seems she used to give a look that these rakshakas used to start trembling. Sir, kya hua sir Devaki ji ko? Devaki ko kya hua? Because Devaki was carrying in her garbham that Bhagavan who was once Nisimha. With those eyes, he was able to bring a destruction and a catastrophe. Those eyes that are akin to 1,000 suns melted together, that Narasimha is within her. So won't that get transitioned to her eyes? Sampashyamana. She looked at those people. Payamma lada in the mami apata. They were discussing. Ennappa achi in the mami. What happened? Nannar in the mami ebdi marita. Vamma minnal. So they keep describing. See, 30 shlokas he describes how she was during pregnancy. Shuka doesn't describe. Vedanta Desika is a poet. How she felt. As he keeps describing, Seshe Shayanam Garude Nayantim Padme Nishannam Adhiratna Peetham. Now, Devaki was told by her obstetrician, correct? Sir, obstetrician only advises the pregnant woman or gynecologist? We have doctors here. Obstetrician. See, I told you there is one small. If you use the word obstetrician, it's a medical term. So, the obstetrician will tell, now, this is your second trimester. Exercise. Please keep walking. So, Devaki said, oh, my doctor has said I need to walk. So, she was walking within her cell, 301. Not every jail will be as affluent as Parapanagrahara. So, you have to keep walking. So, as she walked within the premises, jail premises, she felt as if she was flying. See, have you been to these roller coasters? There's a big pain. You go to roller coaster, it will take you to the top. You will feel as if you're going to die. Then you know that you have got a lecture to attend. So you will come. If you travel, take 2-3 rides in a theme park and you return to your place, for a few minutes you will feel as if you're traveling. In physics it is called inertia. Remember, there are 2 questions. What is the inertia of momentum? 2-mark question. 8th standard physics. What is the inertia of momentum? So, you'll have that inertia as if, you'll feel as if you're traveling. So, Devaki felt, I didn't visit any theme park. But why am I feeling as if I'm flying? She went and asked her obstetrician, ma'am, I just feel as if I'm flying. She said, don't walk. Doctor கிட்ட போய் நடந்தா தலை சுத்து நடக்காதீங்க அவ்வளவுதானே. What else can the doctor do? Yeah. So he said, take rest, complete rest. So she slept on the floor. Seshe Shayanam Garude Seshe Shayanam. As she slept on the floor, she felt as if she's going to fall. It was so slippery. ये क्या है जी? वसुदेव जी, ये क्या करने वाले हैं हम? बहुत स्लिपरी जैसा लग रहा है ना, पता नहीं देवकी. डॉक्टर से एक बार तो पूछ लेते हैं देवकी. So Devaki, they asked. The doctor said, oh, you just close your eyes and sleep. கண்டா திறந்து படுத்துனாரு. டாக்டர் கிட்ட போய், சார் நடந்தா தலை சுத்துறது, படுத்துக்குங்க, படுத்துனா தலை சுத்து போயிடுங்க. எதுக்கு இருக்கணும்? நடந்தா தலை சுத்துறது, படுத்துனா தலை சுத்துறதுன்னா. So Seshe Shayanam Garude Nayantim Padme Nishannam Adhiratna Peetham. As she was walking, she felt like flying. As she was sleeping, the floor was slippery. Why? Because realizing that Bhagavan, Paramatma is within her, Garuda became the vehicle as she walked. Realizing that Bhagavan is within her, Adisesha became the serpent couch. That is why it was slippery. Says Vedanta Desika. Prayah prajanam patayah pratitaha. Now again the question. Why should they come earlier, sir? See, imagine Modi ji is coming to my house. One day, आप यादवाभ्युदय के बारे में बोल रहे हैं भाइयों बहनों. मैं इनके घर जाना चाहता हूँ. I make one moringa paratha for him. And I call Modi ji, आप आइए, चुंदा भी है घर में. हाँ, पराठा के साथ चुंदा तो खा लीजिए. मैं उनको स्वागत करता हूँ. लेकिन जब मोदी जी आते हैं 2 दिन पहले उनके एसपी जी आ जाएंगे. फर्स्ट दे विल चेक हाउ इज दुष्यंत. They'll see, most of them in the airports, they will surely see me with a very distressful look. First, I am carrying Pundram here. Yaarna idu. So he doesn't realize that I am applying Pundram on my face. அது ஒத்துக்க மாட்டேங்கிறது. Nowadays, I've started another method. We have Thiruman Petti. In that there will be sticks. So I check that in. Earlier I used to keep that in my hand luggage. But every time, ye kya hai? Yaar kanyad kutipta. So SPG staff will come home and they will check. Because their Talaivan is coming 2 days later. Bhagavan is going to be born on Ashtami Tithi. So Garuda and Adisesha, the SPG staff, they are coming and monitoring Devaki earlier. Se Sheshayanam Garudena Yantim Padme Nishannam Adhiratna Peetham Hayashanair Ashritavandi Krityam Swama Kritim Swapna Drisha Dadarsha. So this was the feeling that she had. She never, that there's another beautiful shloka. Patissatvamapi tat prabhavadadu dukkhashilam samaye bhavitrim sukhaikatanam avalokya devim swasampadam suchayatiti mene. Husband noticed. Who is the husband? Vasudevji, Anak Dundbi. Devaki, you're not getting tired at all. Generally, doctors give folic acid, right? Folic acid tablets because they'll become very anemic. She's in the jail, she's full of energy. Vasudeva felt he was pregnant. Number pregnant are she's fully energetic because the one who is within her will energize her. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So she doesn't feel the fatigue. So when you have Bhagavan within your heart, you will never feel the fatigue. That is the moral of the story. What all he describes. Alakshyata Shyamalam Antariksham. Now finally on one particular day, she has to birth Bhagavan. In whose Vamsha is Bhagavan going to be born? Chandra Vamsha. Now Chandra, what he does, he realizes that this Vamsha is going to have the jewel in their Vamsha because Krishna is coming in that Vamsha. So he has to welcome. What should he do first? He has to bathe. So when moon rose from the oceanic waters, it doesn't rise. It appears as if it is rising. See, when you see the moon rise, go to the sky and imagine you're seeing it from the oceanic side. It appears as if it is rising from the ocean, which means the Purohita, Chandra, he is called Dvijadipa. You have to get into the intricacies. Dvijadipa. Dvija means a Brahmana. Dvija means one who's twice born. Why is moon twice born? Because it comes as, see, there are twice that you see the waxing and waning, right? So Dvijadipa. So he is a Purohita. He is coming to welcome Krishna. What should a Purohita do? At least bathe. Correct. So he bathes in the oceanic waters and then rises to the middle of the sky. So he is there to welcome Bhagavan. And as he is there, this is another beautiful shloka. He says, Nishakaro varidhi niswananam nishpadakaha kundaruchischakashe udeshtadas bhrito niyogat pradurbhavan pragiva panchajanyaha. See, this is another shloka. Compared to this, you have used it in Lakshmi Sahasram. So this is called the conch. Shang. Everyone will have. That's why it's called Kambu Grivam. Conch-shaped neck. Which means here we believe there's a conch. If you take the skeleton and see, it will be sharp. That is why it even blows. We speak. That is why we have that nadam here. Kantha as that nadam. Now, Bhagavan's Panchajanyam was so proud that it looked at Mahalakshmi and said, Mahalakshmi, I am staying in his palm. Mahalakshmi said, that is why you may assume you are great, but I have kept you below my face. Panchajanya is here, right? So this is a poetic beauty. You have to appreciate that Samskrita poetry here. So here, in the way of appreciation, that particular moon rose to the sound of the Panchajanya conch. And as Bhagavan was to be born, that particular moment, which is the moment of Jayanti, that is a beautiful moment in the middle of the night, Bhagavan was born, and amidst heavy rains, it appeared as if no rays of the moon could enter the Karagraham where they were staying, and it was a very, very tough night with pouring water. See, exact opposite. When Rama was born, it was hot. Afternoon, people were distributing buttermilk. Rasigar mandrams were keeping tannir pandals. everywhere. But Krishna was born, nobody knew. Only CCTV camera knew. So in the middle of the night, Bhagavan was born. So he says, Sarinmukhopakritam amburashihi pitveva toyam madhu jataharshaha chakara chandra pratibimbitanam karagrahihi kamapi rasalilam. So Bhagavan is to be born in the middle as if he is practicing for what is going to come in the future, which is a Rasa Leela. Because later in the autumnal night he will do one Rasa Leela later. So that is how beautiful this Bhagavan's birth was. And in the middle of the night, there are 3 births that will happen. Before Krishna is born, Balarama has to be born on the other side because he is in Rohini's Garbham. Here Devaki is going to birth Bhagavan, Krishna. Yashoda is going to birth a girl called Yogamaya, who is Vaishnavi Shakti. All 3 will happen simultaneously. When I say simultaneously, around the same time. So this is Navami Tithi, that is Ashtami, and there you have the 7th child. Prageva jatena sitena dhamna madhyopalakshena cha madhavena prakama punya vasudeva patnya sampanna samyeva nisha babhase. So now Bhagavan is to be born. The word is Athasita ruchi lagne siddha panchagrahoche. So he says 5 grahas were in the exalted state. In Jatakam it is called Uchchasthanam. They say Ur grahan Uchchan. Inga Uchchana arkar. There is a state where one goes down. It is called Neechana arkar. Uchchan Neechan. So it is called, have you heard of Raja Yogam? Similarly, there are Neecha Bhanga, Uchcha Bhanga. These are all Neecha Bhanga, Raja Yogam. You got all these words. So Siddha Pancha Grahoche. 5 grahas are at the exalted state. Vyajana Dayana Ghanam Vaijayantyam Jayantyam. The one who is going to sport Vaijayanti is to be born in Jayanti. Nikhila Bhuvana Padma Klesha Nidrapa Nutyai Dinakara Manapayam Devaki Purva Sandhya. So Devaki appeared like the one in the eastern horizon. The Kshiti is that horizon. That is how she appeared. Avatarati Mukunde Sampadam Ekakande Surabhita Haridantam Swadumadvika Digdham Abhajata Vasudeva Sthanamananda Nignair Amara Mithuna Snehair Agitam Pushpa Vrishtim. Immediately there was shower of beautiful flowers. Now, whether that flowers entered all that prison, we should not see. This is all poetic beauty, which means a person is born, you immediately shower flowers. So Bhagavan is born. Bhagavanapi Vishvatma. So that Vishvatma is born to Devaki. How she felt while she carried him, what she felt while she delivered, and now what will she look at that Bhagavan and say? Now Bhagavan is born. Simple thing Vedanta Desika says. How will you find out the boy is born? Simple thing, the baby has to cry. Then the nurse will come and say, this is your child, sir. Now, there is no nurse there. Vasudeva is telling, push, push. What push? The child has to come. He has cut. He couldn't spot the child because his child is not crying. No, sir, you can see the child. Can't you see the child? No, it is dark. What? The room and the child. So, how will you find the child? It is not crying. You don't know where the child is. Little child, premature. What will we do? That is when he said, Beta, kahan ho, dikhao apne aap ko, beta. Immediately that beta smiled. With the whiteness that emanated from his 32 teeth, they found out the boy, it seems. Sir, newborn child, 32 teeth, kya hai? Ye to extra lag raha hai. He is an extraordinary child. Extraordinary child has to have something extra. 32 teeth he had. Sir, will newborn children have teeth? Generally, they may have 1 at times or 2. This is 32. Because he is the Adharatvam of Brahma Vidyas. There are 32 Brahma Vidyas. He is called Sri Vidya Rajagopala in Mannargudi. So he has to smile. This month, towards the end of this month, there is Samprokshanam at Rajamannargudi. So Rajagopala has to smile. 32 teeth he smiled. So that is the greatness that is attached to Krishna Avataram. Bhagavan is finally born.